Alrighty, we're going to be watching Jack Dempsey versus Jess Willard from July 4th, 1919. Got a little inspired to watch some stuff from Jack Dempsey because my wife got me this lovely little book, Championship Fighting, Explosive Punching and Aggressive Defense by Jack Dempsey. And I just got to read you the first page of this book, right? Don't worry, it'll be quick. What would happen if a year-old baby fell from a fourth-floor window on the head of a burly truck driver standing on the sidewalk? It's practically certain that the truckman would be knocked unconscious. He might die of a brain concussion or a broken neck. Even an innocent little baby can become a dangerous missile when its body weight is set into fast motion. You may feel as helpless as a year-old infant as far as fighting is concerned, but please remember, 1, you weigh more than a baby, and 2, you need not fall from a window to put that body weight in motion. So, you just have to read that because, yeah, don't forget it. You weigh more than a baby, and you could put that weight into motion to become a dangerous missile. And in case that didn't make enough sense, just check out the little diagram he drew there of a baby falling onto a man's head. So that's how you throw a punch. Let's watch Jack Dempsey versus Jess Willard. Have not watched this fight before. I've heard somewhat about it, so I figured it'd be kind of fun to watch. He mentions it in the start of this book. He's talking about how he's a much smaller heavyweight, and this guy, Jess Willard, was 6'6", 240. Big dude.
Though half a foot taller and 50 pounds heavier than his rival, the tall sign of the Potawatomi is rated only a 5-4 favorite over the Manasseh Mauler. The 70,000 spectators packed around the ring in the blistering sunshine. The championship of gold and silk is paraded for all to see. Symbol of every heavyweight king, from John L. to Willard himself. The referee.
Put it at 360p instead of that 240. Get the real deal out of this.
Ali Picord calls Willard and Dempsey from their corners for instruction. Now you can see what a difference there is in their size. Though a great athlete, the bronze challenger.
As far as heavyweights go, neither one of them look in amazing shape or that big. It's 1919. Things were different back then.
Willard with his fine jab and smashing uppercut, or Dempsey with his speed and the best left hook of all time.
All right.
Round 1 coming up. The timekeeper jerks his bell cord. Somehow it jams, and Willard doesn't hear the faint sound over the excited yelling.
The bell doesn't even go.
Puzzled, doubtful. Hey, what's going on around here anyhow? Where's the bell? There it is.
All right, they're on. Now just look at the posture of Jess Willard. That style of standing straight up in the air, practically with your feet together, just walking forward. Like, both guys got their hands down low, but definitely Dempsey has more of a legitimate boxing stance, right? Bit of a Philly shell. I like that when he got tied up, his first movement was to get inside bicep position to sort of open Jess Willard up so he could keep fighting on the inside. And you can see he keeps fighting his hands in between Willard's. But look at that stance. Just literally chin up, leaning forward, hands right at your hips. Looks like he's sort of just smacking the punches in. Like, this guy doesn't have much technique. He's just 6'6", 240. Good body shot.
He's clever, knows how to handle himself, and in spite of his great size, he moves around quickly and gracefully. No, the little man won't get him.
Dempsey's got great footwork, though, moving around the ring. Ooh. It's kind of 3 or 4 power hooks in a row there. Now, Willard is pretty much out. Soon as he hits his feet, Dempsey's on top. Doesn't even give him a moment. He's just waiting. As soon as he stands up, okay, go. There's no check-in before that. You're on your feet, you're fighting, dude. He is about as out as a guy can be on his feet. He's still hunched over, and the ref's letting Jack just stand behind him, loading up a shot. Oh my god. They're not even giving him a chance. Just keeps... If he stands back up, he's still fighting. He threw a couple punches there. He's trying to tie up, but... Man, Dempsey is not missing with anything. And he's hitting as hard as a baby out a 4-story window. Oh, man. Just in the ropes getting pounded. Oh, my God. Stop the... No! Not even giving him a chance to get up off the ropes. He was still tangled up in the ropes while taking shots there. Jeez. This is a rough go. Jack hurries out of the ring to avoid the crowd. But the timekeeper and referee Ollie Ford are yelling that it's not over. The bell had sounded before Big Jess was counted out. Where is the challenger anyway? Willard key second, Walter Monahan and the other handlers have leaped into the ring to bring their man to. The champion seems helpless, but technically the fight is still on. He's completely knocked out. They literally pull him up to his feet to sit him back down so he can keep taking shots. So apparently the fight is still on because the bell went before it was over. But he still couldn't get up, so wouldn't that be... Alright, well, whatever. He's just going to keep getting smashed. Man, this is like the worst beating I've ever seen in a fight. It's just exceptionally worse because it seems like I'm not 100% sure of the rule set of boxing in this era, but there's no legit standing 8. Right? It's just like if you hit the mat, you got 10 seconds to stand back up, and as soon as you have I guess both hands off the mat, the fight is on. And the referee doesn't have to check where your opponent is. You can just be standing behind you, and as soon as you take a hand off the mat, you're getting punched in the head again. Oh, man. This is rough. Seems like Dempsey's just getting tired. Landed a couple shots. He made it through the second round. Back in just a moment. Round 3. Oh, man. There's no easing up in Dempsey's attack. His left hook still thunders. In the clinches, Willard is no longer... Yeah, so tight on the inside. The way that he's throwing that uppercut, it's pretty amazing technique to hit with power from that close. Where you just see the uppercut shooting past his head when he's missing the shot. He was big and good looking and smiling when he came into the ring. Now he's a lurching, slobbering wreck of a man. A lurching, stottering wreck of a man. Like, he has no defense whatsoever. I guess his style is just to tie other guys up and just kind of wing shots from behind his back, and hopefully they land. Like, Dempsey looks like a put-together boxer. Alright, slipping to the outside of the jab there, countering with his own, and then just putting the pressure back on. Like, that is just tight head movement. Even around a guy who's just sort of like lumbering and doesn't really have any real technique. He's avoiding pretty much every punch.
It stripped down over his body, stained his tongue, spotted his legs. Even Dempsey smeared
But I love that he's always fighting for that inside hand position. Like, he's really controlling every aspect of the fight, even when they get in the clinch. Like, he's so quick to
There's only one way for a champion
get control of
on his back.
Willard's arms. Keep him from taking any other shots, and then just to set up his own.
Willard won't go down. Now even when the tiring Dempsey blows stagger and hurt him more and more. And again the seconds are running out. The round's nearly
Oh
over.
my god. Again, he's just jumping into that left hook. Like, every part of him is behind that punch. But Willard's still in it. How did he survive this long? Thank God.
Ribs broken, half a dozen teeth knocked out, and he's hardly strength enough to rise and shake hands with his conqueror. In this most unusual of fights, an idol has been born. Dempsey the Mauler. Unusual.
Look at the dance moves they're doing back then. This guy in the front here.
Knocked down 7 times in the first round. The champion left the ring and had to be called back. Willard lost his title while sitting in his corner. Every minute is crammed with drama, as the ring is now with yelling excited men. Dempsey's in everyone's mind and heart. Dempsey the killer.
They're just letting anybody kind of swarm the ring. Man, what a different era that is, without a doubt. I feel like, you know, not to, you know, dog the past, because, you know, how would they know any better? But at the same time, that just seems like authentically unfair when one guy's on the ground, and as soon as he stands back up, right after being separated from the referee, they just allow him to start getting hit again. Like, it really gives you no chance at all once you get knocked down. Like, it makes sense why they changed that rule. You have to go to a neutral corner and wait until the guy's back on his feet, and then the referee makes the decision if the fight continues or not, and if it does, it does. And then you're kind of back on even footing. But just the movement from Dempsey was amazing through that whole thing. Let's see some of that stuff in the first round.
Nobody's strong enough to tie him up for long. Trying to hit him, trying to hit him.
Like working some feints, right? Creating a little bit of space, just making Willard chase him a bit, and then finding his moment to close the distance. It's a little messy on the way in there. All right, but the strategy's obvious, right? He wants to keep a little bit of space until he's ready to just blitz and explode his way inside. But just attacking that body, right, clinching up, and then separating again before just executing the exact same techniques. But the knockdown here, that was just brutal. Right. So again, he's sort of shifting to the middle of the ring. Yeah, Willard's backing up while just arm swinging some punches, maybe trying to clinch up. But look at the way he snapped Willard's head around. Like, he's completely looking to the opposite side there. Boom. Took him right off his feet. Just watching him. Kind of lining himself back up so he can start throwing some shots again. See, that wasn't so bad. Not as egregious as some of the other knockdowns. But right here. No, not yet. Again, still pretty fair. Like, I don't really got anything wrong with that. But just Dempsey unloading shots on him. Willard crawling his way back to his feet. Now look, he's behind him. Oh, we're on. Like, he doesn't even know where he is. Like, oh, it's just insane. Man, they were tough back then. You gotta respect them for that. And just the fact that he made it out of this round, not a lot of other guys would. But I feel like that's pretty much all she wrote for that fight. Damn, what a beast. Jack Dempsey, championship fighting. You're stronger than a baby. Don't forget it.